Continuing our coverage of the shootings in Dallas, Louisiana, and Minnesota. In response, the president of the Georgia Conference of the NAACP, Francis Johnson, said the Georgia NAACP condemns this violence. It is antithetical to our core values as Americans. Change must come to policing in America, but it can't and will not come at the end of a barrel of a gun. We're joined now by Gwen Westbrooks, the president of the Macon branch of the NAACP. Thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So there are a lot of strong feelings about this. There's a lot of fear from both people out in the community. There's fear from law enforcement as well. What should people know, or what do you think people should hear at a time like this?
Well, I think people should know their rights. And like I said, I want to make sure that on both sides, my heart goes out to the police officers that lost their life. But we want to make sure that whatever people do in Macon across this country, it needs to be peaceful. I'm encouraging everyone in Bibb County, whatever they decide to do in honor of the people that have, the men that have lost their lives, or the police have lost their life. We want them to make sure that it's peaceful. If it's a rally, to make sure it's peaceful. But we're dealing with some very serious issues as far as we have a lot of racial issues still right here in 2016. So we want to, it's about education also. We have to educate the community as to what they need to do if they're stopped by the police. I think on both ends we need to, sometimes we act so quickly, and that's why a lot of times things explode the way they do. The Macon Bibb have some information on our website that was drawn up by the Lawyers Committee, which are partners with the NAACP, and it tells you what you need to do if you're stopped by the police, your rights to protect, what you need to do to protect yourself. So there are rights, and you do have protection when you're stopped by the police. I think that when I first came into this position, I did ask for the Department of Justice to come in and do a culture training, but it has to be on both ends. We have to get the community and the police involved. So there is some very serious issues that we need to deal with, but it needs to take part on both ends.
Ms. Westbrooks, thank you so much. And this is an issue that is sparking conversations across our area and across the country about race, police, and even the value of life itself. You can feel free to share your thoughts with us on 41NBC.com or on Facebook and Twitter.